Lusaka, don't know your family. We will carry on. Sister Rafea, can you just read again? From point 15. That's quick. All right, for us to go to the point 16.
We continued with the venerable leader's description. On January 9th and April 6th, 1950, we were released from prison and were expelled from the former Belgian Congo by the Belgians and handed over to the Angolan authorities, who took up residence for us, complying with to the order of the government of Belgium, dated 8th December 1949, the content of which is transcribed below.
And can you read 16, Rafea?
Given
by the way,
that
sorry, sister. Sorry, sister Rafea. Let me just say this, family. Yet someone spoke about prayer, right? That's why we say there is nothing about to talk. There is, in order for us to get rid from our problem, there's nothing else but prayer. He appointed these 12 elders while they were in jail. These elders, they were in jail, all of them, they were in jail, right? In jail. One for all and all for one. That's our lemma. Our, how do you say, slogan. One for all and all for one. They arrested the leader, every people, they also surrendered themselves to be arrested. The jail was full. Like a concentration camp, was full. And what was the plan of the Belgian government? To eliminate all those people. By the way, they killed many people as well. They killed many of them. Many were killed. So the plan was to kill all of them, to eliminate. And because of the suffering of people were going through, we needed a prayer to survive. Toko indicated his 12 elders. They were young people. We just call them 12 elders because of their mind. Their elder in mind, full of wisdom, to pray to the Tanzania. Why? Because the plan of Kajampemba was to eliminate all of them. First of all, there was no food. They had no food. No food was given to them. Imagine you're in jail. You need food to survive. And the question is, how did they survive? They were not given any food, nor any drink, nothing. They were killing the people in a very easy way by giving them not food or drink. There is something that I want to share you. Many people, they can doubt. Well, if anybody doubts, no problem. For those who believed, praise Nzambe. Do you know how do they survive in a jail, family? By eating peanut. A Muntu doesn't die. Though there might be no food, we don't die. We know how to survive. They survive in a jail by eating peanut. But the problem, the peanut was not enough. The peanut, they were eating peanut, but there was a moment the peanut was finished. Only few remained, and they had now no option. Do you know what happened? A miracle was performed in a jail. And peanut was multiplied. Do you believe that? That is possible. If you say that to your friend, they will doubt you. Why? Because Montauk was a black man. But the miracle written in papers, right? And we're not doubting, right? We're not doubting. We're just saying the miracle written in the papers, in which we cannot confirm physically, but we believe by faith. Everybody believed. Why? Because they presented Isaiah as a Muzungu, as European. And because people think he looked like European, everybody believed everything written. We are not doubting what is written. Don't get us wrong, please. We are saying when something is presented to the world, when something done, I will say that, when something's done by a Muntu, by an African man or a black man, people will not believe that. But if you change the color of that person, if you say this man is European, they will believe it. That it is what it is. And we are sharing you the truth. The plan of the Belgian government was to kill our people. But guess what? In jail, no peanut more, no peanut available. Zambia Mpungu multiply. Toko, by knowing who he is, multiply by the power of the mind of a peanut. Jinguba, Ngoba, Ngoba, right? Ngoba, multiplied. Ngoba, peanut. Now people do eating a peanut, and find water somewhere. This is how they survived. Just think a little bit, family. 3,000. Who? Which government will feed 3,000 people in jail? By the way, they just, they see as an animal, as a monk. Who will feed a monk? Is they regarded as who? They can die. They are useless. They die. They die in jail. Don't give food, give nothing. Let them die. But because somebody they trusted was amongst them, those who died, those are the ones, the Belgium, they killed by hanging and stuff. And those who were starving, they couldn't die because Nzambe didn't allow that. This is not hate speech, right? This is not racism. We are telling you the history, the way it happened back in the days. That's why we say today we are busy meditating. And I have to make that disclaimer for those who will be watching us even on YouTube, for everyone to understand us, because we are sharing to the world, and we have to make that clear. These are facts that happen in the land. And because of the prayer done by those 12 saint black people, prayer, Tanzania heard and caused the Belgian government to send our people to Angola. Because it was a prophecy, it had to be fulfilled. If you copy at the beginning of our conversation. And this is when the Belgian government wrote this dispatch. Mama Majola, is it dispatch? A letter, the dispatch from the government.
Yes.
Yes, and this is what the dispatch says. Sister Raffaele, point 16.
Given that the indigenous native of Angola, whose names are indicated below, practice and express the desire to continue to press the rights of a hierarchical, mystical religious doctrine, preaching the coming of a new order that under the reign of a new Christ will overthrow the current authorities and powers to take their place and make justice reign. Continue.
Yes, please.
considering that these practices are of a nature to deeply disturb the tranquility and plundered, especially in the igneous city of Leopoldville, whose population volume will allow the extremely rapid and dangerous extension of these sub-vices doctrine. Given
Yes.
that it was found that this mystical religious movement has evident affinities with the doctrines spread by the Watchtower Association, and that its head, Simao Gonzalez,
Gonçalves,
Toko,
Toko.
yeah,
Gonçalves,
and
let's go. Gonçalves.
Gonsalves
Yeah.
Toko had proven himself to be in charge of this association, as can be seen from his correspondence with the Watchtower headquarters in New York.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the next one, that somebody, can you go down, please? Yes, go to 20, 19 to 20.
It is determined they are expelled from the territory of the Kongo colony, which they must leave within a period of 8 days from the date of signature from the dispatch.
Le Vauvamont.
Yala.
Yalla.
You know, what makes us sad is that when we post information is that, even on YouTube, some people, you know, especially our people, they said we are making this up, this kind of history. They said we are making this up. So one comment, one person says, you know, we like to create history, you know, of, you know, like, I mean, I think you got it. Yes, they said that we like to create, you know, some things from our own imagination, things that we read somewhere else, and we will try to, you know, put a figure on the history and pretend that that was real. But when we read something like that, guess what? We didn't get mad and say, you are ignorant. No. We look to that and we say, brother, you know, everything that was spoken was based on fact and truth in history. If you want to find more information, you can research yourself and travel, come to the land, go to Portugal, go to Congo, you will find all this information. If anybody attacks your family, do not attack him back. Use wisdom. For our people, they are victims. All right? That's the strategy of Kadembe, but for us to fight each other, no. If you see those who are still weak, you know, doubting yourself about this awakening messages and that, don't get sad. Pray for him. For everybody has his own time to awake. That's how it is. As you can see from this reading, I don't know if there's something for us to make up. Mamazola, is there anything for us to make up there? Hey, you know.
I can't see anything made up.
This is a letter, Antonio Masaka, from the Belgium government. And I see a comment from Elder Patrick, you know, I said, yes, if the imprisonment was not political. Elder, it was both. And Antonio Masaka for asking that. But mainly, the reason was spiritual. Because you cannot be free spiritually or politically or physically before you set yourself free spiritually. That means that a political, economical, or physical freedom cannot come or be possible before spiritual freedom. Because guess what? The missionaries, the colonizers, in order to dominate our political system, what they use? Spirituality. They brought the word. So we have to fight them back with the same thing they brought to us. Toko was very smart enough. He was just attacking, the same thing, touching or the same stuff they touch. And guess what they said? They accuse our people of a mystical religious doctrine and preaching, the coming. By the way, they were preaching the coming of a new order under the reign of a new Christ. Why? Because they faked the first one. They lied to his image. They lied to his message. And, they saw those uprising. Because as you say last time, for people, they had fear anymore. They were not fearing anymore the missionaries. And they realized that the Savior you are presenting to us is wrong. He's not the same as the one we read. He's not the same one. His image is false. They woke up, they opened their eyes. And now they begin to understand that this guy, that this image, we are bowing down to him, has no interest to set us free. And they start to exalt Toko. And they say that because they had a talk with a Vungude and Voluzi. Vungude is like the head. Voluzi is the savior. Because you can praise somebody who didn't set you free. And because of that, these everything they say that what people were doing, preaching about the new Christ who will overthrow the current authority and powers to take their place and make justice reign. And considering that this practice, I'm reading point number 17, considering that this practice are of a nature to deeply disturb tranquility, especially in the indigenous city of Leopoldville, whose population volume will allow the extremely rapid and dangerous extension of this subversive doctrine. This is what caused the political uprising. Our people, they woke up, they became wiser, they awakened. And guess what? The Belgian government, they became afraid. Why? Because they thought to themselves, if those indigenous people uprise, discover the truth that we have to fight against the enemy and run them away from our land, they will fight us. So it is better for us to expel the leader and all those groups who are trying to awaken the locals. But that's why their conclusion was to expel. Point number 20, to expel from the Belgium territory, Kongo, in which they must live in a period of 8 days. And from there, it had to happen. We have to realize, we have to say that that was a result of a prophecy, a result of a prophecy. The Belgium government, they were afraid. Do you realize that religious make you to be make us to be I will say make people to be even a little bit, I will say even, excuse me for the word, like, I don't know, like close eyes or dumb, something like this. Excuse me for my language. Do you realize that? They will accept everything. They will accept injustice. And everything that they will be taught is to pray and wait. Is anybody familiar with that? If you witness that? Wait on the Lord, be patient, you know. The world is full of evil, just you have to be patient. Amen. Anybody's familiar with that? Oh, thank you very much.
Yes.
Omar said spiritual blindness. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
My English is poor in there. I'm very glad for that. Wait on the Lord. Be patient. Brothers and sisters, fight not. Fight not. Your enemies let you one side, give the other side stuff, all the stuff. Well, the Mwanda, in order for him to move, it depends on times. It depends. In Angola, for the Portuguese government, for them to run away, they were cut by machete. And Zambia moves in a different ways according to time. Everything is not the same. But before they rise to fight back, they need to set themselves free from this spiritual blindness. But please, we're not inciting violence, all right? No, no. But we are sharing what our people went through back in the days. And the message that we got is for us to open the eyes. And not just accepting, the situation of life and say, well, everything contribute for those who love Zambia, Let's accept it, We also have the power to pray against it. That's why we look at the Psalm. Zambia, fight against those who fight against us. But anyway, I don't want to go further, but that is the message, family. Ana Luisa, Sister Luisa, will be inviting Sister Luisa. Sister Luisa, can you hear me? Well,
Yes.
I think she,
Mm,
yeah,
okay.
yes. Sister Luisa, Mana Luisa, tens alguma coisa a acrescentar nesta carta onde os Belgium expulsaram o Simão Toko?
Falavas do ponto 18 e 19, é isso? Né? 16.
Sim. Esta é a carta que o governo escreveu,
Uhum.
para expulsar todos eles.
Ok.
Yeah. Agora vamos ir lá, agora estamos ir para baixo, onde vamos falar da expulsão da trajetória.
Uhum.
Yeah. Tens o documento, né? Então depois vamos falar sobre isso. Mas antes, paramos nessa parte. Tem alguma coisa a acrescentar nesse ponto? Sorry, family, I just explained to sister if she has anything to add on this one.
Não, olha, sobre este ponto posso passar, porque penso que o que eu queria dizer tu disseste, então para não ser uma coisa repetitiva, não, podemos passar.
All right, thank you very much, Sister Luisa. So, Sister, she has nothing to add on this one, so we'll move down. Yet Samba, please.
Eu vou, vamos! Yala! I know that we are here for quite long, family, but forgive us. We need such as meditation. So, but we need to go deeper to understand the spiritual things that was happening back on the days when the Mwanda Velila came down. So family, Simão Toko was against all the evil practices, as well, all the evil domination against his own people. That's why by the power of the Mwanda Vedela, he was able to empower his fellow brothers to awake, for them to have the same power to fight. And while Brother Benika was speaking, something caught my attention. It's also for our elder Patrick and for everybody. The Belgian government, they were very afraid because they realized that here in the land, indeed, Nzambe has rose up someone with the same power as Christ in back on the days. So look, let us just break down something here, family. They said, a new order that under the reign of a new Christ will overturn the current, see family, will overturn the current authorities because they didn't want to leave Africa. And Toko was saying, this is not your land. You guys have to leave. Leave African for Africans. The current authority and the power to take place and make justice reign. You see how bad are those things? They didn't want justice. They were ever to take over our North people that also deserved justice. It makes me very sad and angry. And when they saw Toko coming from God, making them to see we out days, they were singing, Yeto Wandu Nutala Vanando Sizeto Tetemwa Zake Lelo Nuntala Vanando Sizeto Tetemwa Zake Lelo Yeto Wantu Mwafrika Matete Mwazake Lelo Yeto Wantu Mwafrika Matete Mwazake Lelo Luvuvamu Yeto Wantu Mu Africa. We are also people here in Africa. Yamindele, Yadi Babanza, Nzambe Kazeyoko. The Mundeles, they fought, they were thinking that Nzambe doesn't know us. But they were wrong. Because Yeto Wantu, we are people, we are Muntu. That Nzambe knows us. and the justice was made, family. Yes, Messiah revealed his presence among his brother. You are not walking alone in Solele. You are not walking in vain in Solele. They were awakened, and you as well. See, the same word is here, awakening. For you as well to be awakened, for you to get the power to establish Tatanzambe's kingdom and his justice. Yeto wantu. Nuntala vanandosi zeto. Look at our forehead and you see us shining the star of Alpha. So Isolele. Mama Matuzola, let's go on this point here.
Reparation to Angola and withdrawal of Belgium from Kongo. O Simao, will all these people whom you lied, misguided, and set up be able to bear and watch over their lives? Your question is a good one, but know that not only will I endure and watch over their lives and their future, but your own life is also in my hands.
Luvuvamu.
Yala.
Yala.
Yalla.
But your own life is also in my hands. Family, who is this? That say, even your life is in my hands. Who is this, family? Our ancestors, they call him Mvuluzi, Mvungudi. Who is this? You don't need to answer us. That deep inside, ask him, who are you? Let's go, Mama Matzola.
You chain Kimbongu here in Kongo, but you cannot chain me. You will extricate.
Now, let's first see this. Now, let's continue first because of time.
You will extricate me to my land, but know that this land does not belong to you. Therefore, I shall expel you too. My reparation to Angola will also be reparation because that land does not belong to you. I will go and I will return, but you will go for good. Because when I come back, I won't find this Belgian government. Inside this atmosphere, a ruler of the
Now,
back.
you just stop there first, Mama Matzola. Going back here, point number 12. Kimbangu, very powerful man. He performed a lot of miracles. And deep inside, spiritually, we say Kimbangu is the same spirit of the one who was crying on the desert, is the same one who was in Kimbangu. Kimbangu is the one who came to open the ways for Simon Toko. And he said, you were able to chain him, to stop him. But me, you're not gonna stop. Once again, the question is still, who is this man that was talking with this boldness, without fear, to a white supremacy like this, family? We are not talking about 2022, family. 1949. Africa was down in the darkness. white supremacy was taking over everything. Everybody was afraid. There was no African leader to stand up, but this man is saying, your life is in my hand, even yours, and all my followers' life and the future as well. You cannot stop me. Who is this, family? Who is this? And while the time was going, Simon Toko was a very funny guy as well. And he was not afraid of anyone. He said, this land that you are saying that leave this land doesn't belong to you. It's mine. He was introducing something here, family. Africa is not just a simple continent that have divided Angola, Congo, Mozambique, Kenya, Tanzania. No. Back in the days, it was only Africa. There was no borders. And Simon Toko with a confidence was defending this. You are taking me out of my land, but remember, you will be the one going for good. Le Vouvamoum!
Yalla.
Yala.
Can a simple black man say that to a white man? He was not talking with a normal white man family. Was the government, was the Belgian government. But it's saying you are the one that is gonna live for good. I will go, yes, because Tata Nzambe allowed me to go. I'm not going because you are saying for me to go, because Nzambe allowed me to go. I will go. And let's see something very deep that will happen in the point 16 family. Very deep that happened to this man. Brother Dominic.
Family, are we following? Are we together?
Ingeta.
Yes.
Yes, we are following better.
Don't get us wrong, please. Don't get us wrong. We are not racist. We don't preach hate speech. No. As we said, we are meditating. Today is a day of meditation. We don't do this every day, right? There are specific days we have to bring everything out. And today is the day. Yesterday we were busy praying, meditating as well, Sabbath. And today's the day we talk about this, for us to meditate who we are and what our people went through back in the days. And of course, do not develop any hate, all right? Do not that. The fruit of the mandavilla is self-control. We still have to remember that we are pure people, and do not forget love, but also do not forget who you are, both things. All right, let's carry both. Love and a weapon, both things. Love is to love, a weapon is to fight. So we like to make it a disclaimer for for us to understand each other very well and to avoid misunderstanding. Okay, you've been following us. We don't speak that way every time, no. But today is the day we have to go say it. Just want to clarify something very quick. All right, so can you go to point 12? Just to say, family, on the point 12, as yet somebody says, that was a question, that was asked to Simon Toko. by, the Belgium government. One guy, from my position is the one who asked him this question. Oh, Simao. In other words, these people that you've been lied, misguided, will you be able to watch over their life if you take them back? Will you be able to take care of them? And back in the days, you have to remember that Africa, when we say in darkness, was still under the suffering. People were crying and dying all over the country, the continent. Back in the days, even in Angola, there was no leader to uprise against, the European colonizers. Even in the Congo as well, nobody. And nobody was able to lead a multitude of people like Kimbangu and Toko, nobody. And others as well. The men that were leading people was the men sent by Ntamiapong. That's why they were fearless. Because a man of Tatanzambi is a dead people on earth. He looked to himself as a dead. That's why he doesn't care about his life. Whether I die or live, I will do it. One of them was Dr. King. That's why he was also fearless. And others. So yeah, and point 16, you have already followed the conversation that he had with this Belgium authority or officer, right? Mama Zola, can you go point but that was a result, point 16, that was a result of the aggressive conversation they had with Toko. And remember, back in the days, who are we to face a colonizer and tell them the truth? Maybe back in the days, US, or people that were already free, trying to fight, we're still, slaves. And the slave you will not face until. But Toko was a fearless, as we said. I will go and I will return. But you will go for good. Because when I come back, I won't find you. This Belgium government. Mama Zola, point 16.
Inside this atmosphere, a ruler of the Belgian administration named Pelote had a mismatch with our venerable leader, and as a result was subtracted the days of his life, eventually dying. On leaving Congo for Angola,
What happened? So Mama Zola. That, they had a fight. They started the fight by talking, arguing, and later on this guy slapped him. He slapped Toko on his face. Because remember, back in the days, who are you to confront a Mzungu? Who are you? A colonizer. Tell him the face. But if you check the slaves, they're speaking with the masters. They have to bow down their heads, right? Am I lying, Mama Mazwala?
No, that's true.
Yeah, they will not look at the face, right? They will, even if you look, they will tell you, why are you looking me at the face? You have to look down and say, master. Toko even refused to call them a master. She say, you. Yes, Mama Mazwala, point number 17.
On leaving Congo for Angola, the Holy Spirit told me, your administrator from the indigenous city to Leopoldville will accompany you to Matadi on the border with Angola and hand you over to the Portuguese authorities. I replied to the Spirit, Thank you very much. The administrator appeared and said to me, go to the station and wait there for me, because the administrator had gone for coffee. At the Leopoldville railway station, while we were waiting for the administrator, the spirit said to me, Simao, the administrator doesn't come anymore because he died on the table, and I couldn't even have breakfast. The
Sorry,
guard
sorry, Mama Zola. And he couldn't even have a breakfast. Just to correct that, you know, that's a mistake on our side. That is what the man said. He died, and he couldn't even have a breakfast, because the guy goes, he sits down on his table to have a breakfast. Food passed away. Yes, Mama Zola, point 22.
The guard boss called me and said, Monsieur Simon, the administrator has died because of the heart disease he suffered. Arriving in Matadi, and the authorities who accompanied us informed our Portuguese authorities to take care of me because I am flying. Oh my God, even the philosophies themselves are confused by simple things.
Maton Masaka, just also to, you know, correct something there. Point 23. There, the Belgium government informed the Portuguese authority to be careful with Toko, because they say this guy, he flies. All right. They say this guy, he flies. Be careful with this guy because he flies. In other words, they were accusing him of many things. They said Toko is a very dangerous man. Be careful because he flies at night. And that was, you know, what happened with the administrator. That was the response. He slapped Toko, and the result, he died while trying to drink coffee. You know, do you know why Tatanzambe said in the book of Exodus 14:14, be still? Dear family, who provoke a peculiar people of Nzambian is provoking to himself a huge problem. That's why even we don't get mad at people easily, because we know how Nzambi may react, and that you as well. We have to know who we are, family. We have to know who you are. And you have to have that in mind, that whoever touches you is provoking, is giving to himself a death sentence. A death sentence. To touch the people of Nzambian is provoking, is giving to himself a death sentence. Ungubane, know you who you are and the power that you carry. Just a simple prayer, even a simple prayer. If you do a simple prayer against your enemy, it is possible for Nzambi to kill them. It is. It is. You as a Muntu, you are very dangerous in a good way, all right, because of the power you carry. That's why let's watch what we say to people. Otherwise, what we say, even the prayer that we do, will be done according to our desire and will. Mana Luisa. We'll be
Yes,
asking your
brother.
Luisa. Sister Luisa. Mana Luisa.
I'm here.
Yeah, terminamos. Yeah. Tens um comentário, Mana Luisa, quanto a este ponto?
Yeah. Posso?
Yes, Mana Luisa, go ahead. Sister Luisa has a comment on this one. Go ahead, Sister Luisa.
Eu quero pedir aos amados irmãos que nos concentremos no ponto, os 3, 4 últimos pontos, acho que é do 20 a 24. Conseguem me ouvir?
Yeah, I want us to focus on the points 20, yeah, to 24.
24.
Very
yeah.
important.
Porque hoje nós estamos aqui e estamos a falar de uma grande personalidade, de um grande homem para o mundo e para os toquistas.
So today we are here speaking about a very great figure for the entire world. So the topic as well.
O que me chama a atenção nesses 4 pontos é...
And what caught me attention on these 4 points is...
Sorry. É o fato de que nesses 4 pontos nós vimos que realmente Simão Gonçalves Toko não é um homem comum.
So on these 4 points, we can see that Toko is not a common man.
Porque se nós repararmos em tudo que nós vimos nesse preciso momento e meditamos hoje,
He's not the average man. And if we pay attention closely on what we meditated today,
podemos ver a grandeza e o poder que há sobre este homem.
if we just see and meditate on what we saw today, family, we could see the greatness within this man.
Que o poder do Espírito Santo habitava sobre ele.
The power of the Moanavela resided upon him.
Que Deus revestia-o sempre.
Zambi was always, using him.
Quem é um homem normal que tem o poder de falar o que ele falou para os dirigentes, não é? Os governantes naquele exato momento.
Which man back in the days had the power, the same power he had, to face the politician, the government back in the days, to face them and tell them the way
Se
it
tu
is?
não tens esse poder, não te podes atrever a falar com o homem dessa forma.
If you, back in the days, if you do not carry such a power, you want to be able to speak to the political authority or governmental authorities the way you did.
Porque todos aqueles que uma vez tentaram fazer isso tiveram um fim negativo.
Because most of all of those men who tried to do the same thing, they had a very negative end. The end was very
Mas
bad.
Simão Toko não teve.
But not this man. He didn't have this bad end.
A minha reflexão, ou o que eu peço aos irmãos, é que meditamos em torno realmente dessa figura, dessa pessoa que nós hoje falamos.
So, the reflection family, the task is for us to meditate deeply
Não são
on what went
histórias.
through with this man.
Não
And
é
this is not
história.
just a fairy tale, no.
Não é bonecos, desenhos animados.
Yeah, this is not a fairy tale, something made up, no.
mas é a verdade.
But this is the truth.
É o homem enviado por Deus, Cristo.
That's a man sent by Nzambe, Kuswa.
Simão Toko
Simão Toko
é e sempre será o Filho de Deus.
He is and always will be a Mwanamuntu, son of the living Nzambe.
Basta nós crermos e veremos.
We have to believe that. And once we believe, we will see.
Porque não é um homem que mente, mas tudo o que fala ou tudo o que falou e continua a falar hoje tem acontecido.
He's not a man who lie, no. But everything he spoke and everything he has been speaking has been fulfilling, even until now.
Quando o administrador deu a bofetada a Simão Toko,
When the administrator slapped Simon Toko's face,
alô?
yes, Mona Lisa, go ahead.
Dizia eu, no momento em que foi dado a
Estás no mute, Mona Luisa.
desculpa, também a chamada, tive que desligar a chamada.
Ok. Yeah, continua, Mona Lisa.
Dizia eu que quando o governante, não é, quando foi dado a chapada a Simão Gonçalves Toko,
I was saying that when the administrator slapped Toko,
naquele preciso momento foram tirados dias de vida a essa pessoa.
in that same moment, the administrator, his years of life was deducted.
E nós
Or reduced.
lemos que essa pessoa acabou por morrer.
And we read that this person died.
Se tu não és um homem com poder do Espírito Santo, não tens essa capacidade para fazer.
If you are a man without the power of the mind of the Holy Spirit, you want to be able to have this capacity to do that.
Creiamos somente
So,
porque
let's
Deus
believe.
nele fala e nele está.
Because Zambia Boom will speak through him.
Alô?
Yes, Mona Lisa.
Ok. O último ponto para concluir, para me terminar,
And to conclude, the last point for me to finish,
o ponto 23,
point number 23.
quando eles chegaram, os
When they arrived
administradores ou as autoridades que os acompanhavam,
quando chegaram, Mona Lisa?
a Matade.
Oh, okay. So when they arrived in Matadi, Matadi, by the way, is Angola, right? When they arrived in Matadi, the administrators who were accompanying them,
As autoridades belgas informaram as autoridades portuguesas
the Belgium authority, as soon as they, the people arrived in Matadi, is a border. The Belgium authority, they informed the Portuguese authority the following.
que tomassem conta dessa pessoa, porque ele voa.
They said, be careful with this man because this man flies. He flies.
Como eles fazem ou como sabiam que Simão Gonçalves Toko voava?
And the question is, how did they know that Montoko fly?
Porque eles sabiam realmente quem era Simão Gonçalves Toko.
Well, because they really knew who Montoko was.
E eles não queriam admitir quem era Simão Gonçalves Toko.
And the problem is that they didn't want to admit or acknowledge who Montoko was.
Queriam esconder a verdade.
They wanted to hide the truth
Sobre o poder que havia sobre este homem.
about the power that this man had.
Ao meio de tudo que nós falamos, eu faço só mais uma pergunta e depois concluo.
And concerning everything that we have already covered, there is another question to ponder.
Quem é o homem que, quando vai preso, acarreta milhões e milhões de pessoas à prisão?
Who is this man that when he is thrown into jail, he has the power to attract plenty people into the prison as well?
A tendência é que quem vai preso não quer ir para a prisão.
Well, as far as we're concerned, whoever is in jail, you don't want to join that person, right?
Mas naquele momento as pessoas iam se entregar às autoridades
That's
para
the
serem
logic.
presos.
At the logic, when somebody's in jail, you run away. But back in the days, somebody's in jail and they will also join the jail.
Então é
Surrender
porque
themselves.
sobre esta pessoa há poder. Sobre esta pessoa Deus fala e falou e continua a falar.
So that's a sign that, in that man, there was a power. There is a power. Nzambi spoke through him and they continue to speak through him.
Simão Toko é o Filho de Deus. Amém.
So Simão Toko is the Mwana Muntu,
Amém.
son of the living Nzambi.
Amém.
Amen. Matondo Masaka, Sister Luisa. Nous vamos.
Yala.
Yalla.
Matondo Masaka, dear family. And before I hand the time to Brother Tusamba, every people, they have a leader. Back in the days that Nzambi raised Moses, then, it's only always had a leader. That's why, but all the leaders, they play different roles. If you go back to the history, Isaiah, he came for a specific mission. That's why even the people, they hate him. They didn't believe him. Do you know why they didn't believe him? Because people, they were under slavery as well. And it comes under slavery, a period of slavery. And people, they are tired of suffering. And they want to get rid from this Roman Empire. And they're tired even of paying tax. And they ask, should we continue to pay? you know the answer, right? The answer killed them, made them to be even angry. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to them what belongs to them. They were like, no way. They were like, no. We want to get rid from this stuff. So back in the days, things were different because Isaiah came for a specific mission. That's why he didn't overthrow the Roman Empire. He didn't. He didn't even fight because he knew why he came. And the second is what is in the book of Acts. Book of Acts, chapter 1. Sister Dan, can you please help me with that? The book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6 to 7.
My apologies, I don't have my Bible with me. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem. Elder Mutavias, your mic is open. Do you have your Bible there?
Yes, I do. Acts chapter 1.
Yeah, verse 6 to 7.
So when they had come together, they began asking him, saying, Isaiah, is it at this time that you are restoring the kingdom to Isobele? But he said to them, it is not for you to know periods of time or appointed times which the Father has set by his own authority.
Why, Maturo Masaka Elder, why did they ask that question? Because they were tired. They were tired. That's why they do not believe him. Many, they deny him. Because like, no. I want to be free. And this like, he's even telling us, love your enemy and stuff. They didn't want to hear that. Not because Isaiah was wrong, no. He came, the mission was different. That's why the leader who had one of our times, Small Toko wasn't there to say, love your enemies, this and that, bless the poor. No. The message back in the days was to fight back because of times. And the elders are here, the scholars are here present. If you follow the history of Africa, most of the country, they became independent after 1949. If you can follow that and you confirm. If you follow, because we say the one that came in 1949. And if you follow the history, most of the country in Africa became independent after 1949. Because while Toko was there in Congo, when he say to those Belgium, you are the one who will leave this country. And I give you, he show his hand. I give you 10 years. And after 10 years, they left. Congo became independent in 1960. The prophecy was fulfilled. And the other country, Angola, 1975, and the other countries, South Africa and the others as well. Kela Mutavi, Kenya was independence. What is the date of Kenya? Dependency?
63. 63.
63.
Yeah.
Elder Patrick, where are you from originally?
Zambia, 1964.
64. Mama Lungile from Zimbabwe, right? Mama Lungile, can you listen to me?
Zimbabwe, I think it's 1980.
1980. Many countries. South Africa.
94.
94. Family. Now we're going to history, right? Yes. If you check the date, the question is that a coincidence? Well, because Montoko is a black man, like you and me, nobody will believe. They will say, no, that is just a coincidence. Well, let's just see that in the future, what Tatanzam is kept to prove. If that was an accident, coincidence, or what? Yat Samba, Motono Masaka, dear family.
Lovo vamos.
Yalla.
Yala.
Matondo Masaka, beautiful family. This was once again our meditation. Today we didn't come to teach, to share, but we came to meditate, to have a deep reflection about who is truly Simao Gonçalves Toko and what did happen on the 22nd October 1949. Now you have the tools, you have everything for you to know